Hello, good evening. Only me again. Slightly different video as always. This evening I'm making a steak for tea. So I've got a ribeye steak and mushrooms. I love a baked potato with it, but not allowed root vegetables on my diet. So the baked potato is going to have to wait. So the first thing I'm going to do, if I spin you around, is the foodie lives on the side here, kind of out of the way. But if I do the steak in here, what will happen is that will send our really stupidly sensitive smoke detector off. So I'm just going to move the foodie. I keep it on this wooden chopping block, which means it's easy to carry around. And I'm going to pop this on the cooker. So I'll show you. Pop it on the cooker, plug it in here, and turn it on. Which means that we can use the extractor. I'll have to turn the extractor off, so it might affect the sound a little bit. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change. It's on air crisp. If I show you inside, just got the rack, which I've just washed up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set the temperature to 210. And I'm going to set the time 5 minutes. So this, what we're going to do is we're going to cook a ribeye steak. Medium rare with mushrooms. That's all the mushrooms. So the first thing we need to do is I've cheated a little bit in that I had a packet of mushrooms from Aldi's and I've chopped and washed them because I'm sure that you wouldn't want to spend your evenings watching me chop mushrooms. And if you can see me, I'm going to pop you up there. There we go. Yeah, you wouldn't want to watch me chopping mushrooms. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tilt you down a little bit. Hope you can see this. So this is a aged ribeye steak from Aldi. It's nothing special. It's not an amazing steak from an amazing butcher's. It's an Aldi steak. But the foodie, what it will do is it will turn this kind of mediocre steak into something that is truly fantastic. So what we want to do, I'm going to take off the packaging. What we want to do is we want to oil and season the steak. So I'm using olive oil. Again, that might be frowned upon, but it's what we've got in the cupboard. A little bit of oil, and it's got salt and pepper. In the past I have used rock salt with a grinder that was terrible. And it just didn't grind it. But this is probably a bit too fine, I think. You want to give a nice good bit of pepper. I do like a lot of salt on my steak, it's bad. There we go. And then we will flip this over. Do the other side. Maybe a little bit more oil. But we can soak up the oil that we've got on this tray. We'll give it more salt and pepper. And if there are other ways of doing this, where you think I'm missing a trick, please let me know in the comments. This is how I've probably made this steak 20 times, and it does. I like it, but if there's a better way of doing things, I'm always willing to learn. So just soak up that salt and peppery oil, give it a flip a few times. This steak has actually been out of the fridge for about 30 minutes at least. So we will quickly put the oil away and salt and pepper. Back in the cupboard. Salt and pepper back on the table. And I'm just going to grab the butter out of the fridge. So what we're doing, what we're going to do is we're going to take our mushrooms, put our mushrooms in the bottom of the foodie, and it's nicely heated up. We'll then put the steak on the rack, and what will happen is the steak will cook, and as the steak cooks, all the juices will go onto the mushrooms, and then what we'll do is we'll take the steak out, we'll let it rest, whilst we finish the mushrooms with a nice bit of butter, because we all like butter. And on the keto diet, the low carb diet, you can have butter. See if you can have something. Why not? But you know, I'm kind of like not having the potato. The jacket potato goes with this so well. So if you're not on a keto, like low carb diet, have a jacket potato with it, and it will change your life. But we got 1 minute and 10 seconds left. I could have probably turned on the foodie before I started the video, but then you would have missed it. So what I tend to do sometimes is I'll put the foodie on 5 minutes to heat up. I will then prepare and slice the mushrooms whilst it's actually heating, and it, you know, takes about 5 minutes to prep the mushrooms, so it kind of works pretty well. But let me got about 40 seconds remaining, so whilst we are waiting, so I might actually, sorry, there goes Max. Max, what is it? What is it, Max? Max knows that the steak is on its way, so he's getting all excited about the steak that will be 15 seconds remaining. So I'm going to pop you over here and I'll tilt you up so you can see what I'm doing. What we want to do is we need to take the, there we go, so we need to take the rack out first. Just pop the rack on the side, get our mushrooms, pop our mushrooms in. So it is a lot of mushrooms, but it'll reduce down, and if you're on a low carb diet, it doesn't really matter. What we do want to do is we want to make a space for the legs of the rack, which I'll show you in a second because you can't see what I'm talking about here. Get the rack, put the rack back in. Got our steak. We'll pop our steak on the top. Shut the foodie, keep the heat in, and I will show you what I'm doing. Right, here we go. So we've got the foodie. Look inside, there's the steak. There's the mushrooms at the bottom. Looking delicious. So we just need to set it temperature to 10. Time, I like 12 minutes if I'm honest. And we start it. And rather than you just sitting here watching me, and also turn the extractor on to stop the smoke alarm from going off. So rather than you just sitting there watching the countdown from 12 minutes, which will be boring, just me waffling on, I'll see you in a minute. Bye! Oh, one thing I forgot to mention. You want to turn the steak over about halfway. So it's on for 12 minutes. There we go. 6 minute point just gone. We'll open up the foodie and we'll give it a quick flip and flip. There we go. There's the steak looking good. Give it a flip. Use a pair of tongs as well. Really help. Okay, that's flipped. Open it back down. Hey, there we go. See you in 6 minutes. Bye. Hello. Wasn't that quick? Well, the steak is had 5 minutes. It's got 45 seconds left. Look, there we go. He's coming. The steak's coming. So what I've done is I've cut 20 grams of butter, weighed on the scales, so I can log it in my food diary. That's going to go in when the steak comes out. So I've got the plate ready for the steak, knife there, 26 seconds remaining. It's been flipped over at 6 minutes. What we want to do is we want to rest the steak, so when it comes out, you don't want to eat it straight away. We'll take the steak out, we'll put it on the plate, we'll let it rest, and then we'll deal with the butter and the mushrooms, which just finished this dish off completely. 2 seconds left. Here we go. That's the sound. So we can now look at that. Look at that. It's probably quite loud because of the fan. Let's go pop it inside a second. I'll pop you here so you can see the steak coming out. Let's get it, and it is so unbelievably juicy. Look at that. Look at that for a delicious steak. You see the juices in that. So what we want to do now is we can actually switch the fan off. What we're going to do is we're going to get rid of the rack, pop the rack in the sink, and what we want to do now is we want to change the setting to sear saute, okay, and put that on high. Then what we do is we do see the juices in there. Oh, isn't that nice? So I think some of that might be where I washed the mushrooms. So we'll give that a good stir around. We'll get our butter in there. So again, I'll pop you on here so you can just stare at that deliciously juicy steak. We'll get the butter in. You can actually use the get the rest of the oil in. I actually use this. This is the tray that the steak comes in. I use this for weighing the butter, just to save on a bit of washing up. We'll give the mushrooms a bit of stir. Then what we want to do is, I think we'll probably, in the past I've put some garlic granules or garlic powder in with the mushrooms as well, if you want garlic mushrooms, or you can put herbs in there if you want to make it a bit herby. I might actually try some herbs for the first time. Don't normally do this, but I'm going to give it a try, and we'll learn together how it works out. So this is from Cash and Curry, Italian seasoning, only the best. We've got a spoon. I think probably half a teaspoon of this will be more. Oh, yeah, half a teaspoon, probably even more than enough. Maybe a third. I'm burping for the rest of the evening. You know why. So we'll pop this back in the drawer. Yes, and that's that. But what I'll do is I can show you what's happening in the pan. Oh, look at that deliciousness. And rather than you just sitting there whilst I reduce it down, what I'll do is I'll finish this off, probably be about 5 minutes. I'll get that on the steak, and then I'll show you the video of how it turns out. See you in a moment. Bye. Oh, I've turned the lights on. Let me know if you prefer the lights on or off. See you in a moment. Bye. Right, there we go. So I had to switch the fan on again because the mushrooms needed the fan really. But here we go. Let me show you. So if I show you in the top, oh look at that! The mushrooms look fan-dabby-dozy. The smell with the Italian seasoning is awesome, and the steak, you can see some of the juices are actually coming out of the steak. It's so unbelievably juicy. But I'll show you when it's dished up. And then I might actually show you when I've polished it off. See you in a mo. Bye! So here we have it. It's not the most beautiful of dishes, but it smells fantastic, and I'm sure it's going to taste even better. So what I'll do is I'll devour this lovely little plate of food, big plate of food, and I'll let you know what it tastes like. It smells really good with the Italian seasoning, but we will see. See you in a second. I'm starving. Bye. Hello. Well, in hindsight, that was way too many mushrooms. No, probably half a pack of mushrooms would do. I know that. You know that. You're probably shouting at the screen, "There's too many mushrooms!" But we live and learn. I think with the Italian seasoning, it was quite nice. Steak was absolutely perfect. I would happily pay for that in a restaurant. I've got a Aldi's Big Daddy rump steak, which is the twice the size of this, which I might do maybe end of the week. So if I do it at the end of the week, I'll record another video and let me know your comments and suggestions. Subscribe and like. I'm trying to build the channel. It's got loads of mixed stuff, loads of projects, loads of stuff you might not want to know about. Lots of stuff you will. So, yeah, make a steak. Change your life in the foodie. See you on the next one. Cheers. Bye.